Lennon was eligible to play for Ireland through his mother, but some glittering early career performances earned him a call-up to England's 2006 World Cup squad while still a teenager. Bruce qualified to play for Ireland through his mother, and according to the former Man United player's autobiography, he was approached by Jack Charlton to represent the side, but the rules at the time prevented him from playing, owing to an earlier appearance for England at youth level. The Tottenham legend revealed on an episode of TV show Scent and Greavesy that he could have played for Ireland, but dismissed the idea owing to the simple fact that he was born in England. Centre-forward is one of the biggest trouble positions for Martin O'Neill at the moment, and Harry Kane is another player who could have really helped the cause. Kane's father Pat hails from Galway, and the striker came very close to representing Ireland. Unlike most players, it was Kane's camp who actually approached the FAI. However, O'Neill had doubts over whether the contact was initiated by the player himself or Kane's agent. Speaking in 2013, he said, "The order of events is that initially the agent got in touch and said that he would have a keen interest and we wanted to go and chase it up. It would have been really nice, but Harry himself always wanted to play for England. It's just as simple as that." Out of all the players in this list, Tim Cahill was probably the most realistic prospect to Ireland. McCarthy was behind the approach again. In the build-up to the 2002 World Cup, he had spotted Cahill's obvious talent. The then Millwall midfielder was very keen on the idea of representing the boys in green. Sadly, 2 appearances for Western Samoa under-20s ruled him out. It wouldn't have been an issue now, but back then the rules meant Cahill couldn't switch allegiances. His desire to play for Ireland was so great that he even considered taking FIFA to court over the ruling, but eventually decided against it. By the time the rules were changed, Cahill opted for Australia instead. He's now the country's leading goal scorer with 45 goals. You probably had no idea this one was so close, according to Jack Charlton at least. Charlton had taken note of Gascoigne's potential when he was in charge at Newcastle. When he was made Ireland boss in 1986, Charlton offered a 20-year-old Gascoigne his international debut but reckons he was only a week too late. Gascoigne went on to star for the English at Italia 90. The problem was getting him to play for Ireland, and if I'd only spoken to his mother a week earlier, I might have had the chance. He actually qualified to play for Ireland, but nobody knew it at the time and we only just missed out on him. I think I could have persuaded him, if I'd known. He still calls me his second dad, and I do think I could have talked him into it. A central midfield partnership of Roy Keane and Scholes in green as well as red would have been truly remarkable. It was probably a non-runner though, as nobody even realised he was eligible. Writing in an independent column in 2015, Scholes encouraged Jack Grealish to choose England over Ireland. The same decision he apparently made himself, despite the fact nobody knew about it. I had the same options as Jack Grealish when it came to international football. In fact, I could have played for Northern Ireland as well as the Republic, but it never occurred to me to play for anyone other than England. The ex-Arsenal defender seriously considered representing Ireland. His mother was from Galway and his father hailed from Fermanagh. Charlton tried to bring him on board in the 1990s, but he opted for the country of his birth. Cohen's son Neil has played for the Irish under-21s, and after making his debut he revealed that his dad had taken plenty of stick from the family for choosing against pulling on the green jersey. Dad used to get a lot of stick from his family for playing for England. I was aware of all that, so it wasn't really a big decision for me to represent Ireland. Rooney qualified for Ireland through his grandmother. Word of the very talented 16-year-old had already been spread before his explosive Premier League debut, which included a cracker against Arsenal. Mick McCarthy had heard the stories and told Irish midfielder Lee Carsley to have a word. Even at that tender age, Rooney was having none of it. He had his sights set on England. Ex-Scotland manager Bertie Vogts also made an approach and received the same response. Rooney is now England's record goal scorer, and you have to wonder if he'd be approaching Robbie Keane's record now if he had opted for the green jersey.